Allegory of the Exodus, Episode 4. In this episode, we will look at events and experiences in the life of Jacob with a prophetic meaning. Jacob desired the birthright so bad that he obtained it by fraud. In this act, Jacob sinned and ran away for the fear of Esau, his brother, and went to his uncle Laban. There he married Leah and Rachel, and he had children born from his two maids. These, as we know, are the mothers of the 12 sons of Jacob. Remember, Jacob went with the birthright, which is a privilege to be among the 144,000. This being the case, then his 4 wives are the mothers of the 144,000. According to Revelation chapter 7 verse 4, the 144,000 are sealed from the 12 tribes of Israel. Leah was the only legal wife to Jacob. Rachel was her sister. Zilpah and Bilhah were maids. Let Leah represents the true church of Christ, the Seventh-day Adventist church. Rachel a sister church, which are Christian churches. Zilpah and Bilhah the world, both religious and religious. These are the mothers of the 144,000. But while the 12 tribes come from many mothers, they were begotten by the same father. So with the 144,000, while they are gathered from all churches and world, they must be brought into the same church, at the same period of church history, and by the same message, which is the 3 angels' message. Just here we see God's purpose for establishing the Seventh-day Adventist church is that from her the 144,000 may be sealed, while at the same time giving opportunity to the world to join God's church and be privileged to receive the seal. It does not matter where one came from when they joined the Seventh-day Adventist church. What matters is the attitude towards the straight testimony, meant to prepare men for the sealing. Those who accept the straight testimony and live a life of obedience will be among the 144,000 when the 144,000 are finally sealed from the Seventh-day Adventist church. After living with Laban for about 20 years, Jacob was told by God to go back home to his father's land. Along the way, he was told Esau was coming with an army. At night an angel came, which Jacob fought with, thinking it was an enemy. As it was about to dawn, the angel used his supernatural strength, but Jacob did not let go and asked for a blessing. And the angel changed Jacob's name, which means deceiver, to Israel. Speaking about this experience, Inspiration says, Jacob's night of anguish when he wrestled in prayer for deliverance from the hand of Esau represents the experience of God's people in the time of trouble. As Satan influenced Esau to march against Jacob, so he will stir up the wicked to destroy God's people in the time of trouble. Had not Jacob previously repented of his sin in obtaining the birthright by fraud, God would not have heard his prayer and mercifully preserved his life. So in the time of trouble, if the people of God had unconfessed sins to appear before them while tortured with fear and anguish, they would be overwhelmed. Despair would cut off their faith, and they could not have confidence to plead with God for deliverance. But while they have a deep sense of their unworthiness, they have no concealed wrongs to review. Their sins have gone beforehand to judgment and have been blotted out, and they cannot bring them to remembrance. Satan leads many to believe that God will overlook their unfaithfulness in minor affairs of life. But the Lord shows in his dealing with Jacob that he will in no wise sanction or tolerate evil. All who endeavor to excuse or conceal their sins and permit them to remain upon the books of heaven, unconfessed and unforgiven, will be overcome by Satan. The more exalted their profession and the more honorable the position which they hold, the more grievous is their cause in the sight of God, and the more sure the triumph of their great adversary. Those who delay a preparation for the day of God cannot obtain it in the time of trouble or at any subsequent time. The case of all such is hopeless. Even so, you cannot be in the class represented by Jacob if you have not made things right between you and God. Like Jacob, you must put away sin. The Savior promises, "Let him take hold of my strength, that he may make peace with me, and he will make peace with me." Thus, by confession and putting away sin, We can all be in the class represented by Jacob. If you have found the Allegory of the Exodus to be interesting or beneficial, you can pass your comment on our YouTube channel or send a message on this number.